What if I told you there's a planet so light it could float in water? A world surrounded by billions of icy rings, and home to moons that might harbor life. This is Saturn, the crown jewel of our solar system. But behind its beauty lies something far stranger and far more mysterious. Today, we're going deep, deeper than most documentaries ever go. From its violent storms, to its impossible rings, to the secrets hidden beneath its clouds. By the end of this video, you'll never look at Saturn the same way again. For thousands of years, Saturn was just a wandering light in the sky. Ancient civilizations watched it move slowly, giving it names tied to gods and time. The Romans named it after Saturn, the god of wealth and agriculture. But no one knew what it truly was. That changed with Galileo Galilei. In 1610, Galileo turned one of the first telescopes towards Saturn. What he saw made no sense. The planet appeared to have two strange objects attached to its sides. He described it as having handles, or ears. Then suddenly, they disappeared. Years later, they came back. Galileo never solved the mystery. It wasn't until decades later that Christian Huygens proposed the truth. Saturn was surrounded by a thin, flat ring, a structure unlike anything else known at the time. And just like that, Saturn became one of the most mysterious objects in the universe. Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system, after Jupiter. But its size is only part of the story. Let's put it into perspective. If Earth were the size of a marble, Saturn would be as large as a beach ball. And yet, Saturn is unbelievably light. Its density is so low that, in theory, it could float in water. Of course, there's no ocean big enough, but the idea itself feels impossible. How can something so massive be so light? The answer lies in what Saturn is made of. Unlike Earth, Saturn isn't solid. It's composed mostly of hydrogen and helium, gases compressed under immense pressure. As you descend deeper into the planet, those gases begin to behave like liquids. Eventually, they become something even stranger, a metallic fluid that can conduct electricity. Saturn isn't a place you can land. It's a place you fall into. Imagine you're approaching Saturn in a spacecraft. From a distance, it looks calm. Soft, golden clouds, elegant rings. But as you get closer, things begin to change. You enter the upper atmosphere. The temperature drops. Winds pick up. Soon you're caught in currents moving faster than any storm on Earth. Your spacecraft begins to shake violently. The pressure rises. Lightning flashes through thick clouds. Deeper still, the sky darkens. The gas around you becomes thicker, heavier. You're no longer flying, you're sinking. Eventually, the pressure becomes so intense, your spacecraft would be crushed. And if you could somehow survive that, you'd reach a layer where hydrogen behaves like liquid metal, a vast, glowing ocean of electrically charged fluid. And beneath that, possibly a core hotter than the surface of the sun. Saturn isn't just dangerous, it's completely alien. At Saturn's North Pole lies one of the strangest structures in the solar system, a perfect hexagon, 6 sides, sharp angles, a shape you'd expect in mathematics, not in nature. This storm is enormous, larger than Earth, and it doesn't move. It stays locked in place, spinning with the planet. Scientists believe it may be caused by jet streams interacting in complex ways, but no model fully explains it. Inside the hexagon, a massive hurricane spins endlessly, a storm within a storm. It's like Saturn is hiding a geometric secret at its pole, and we still don't fully understand why. Saturn's rings look solid from afar, but up close, they're chaotic. They're made of ice, rock, and dust. Some particles are tiny grains. Others are as large as mountains. Each piece moves independently, orbiting Saturn at incredible speeds. If you could stand on one of these chunks, which you can't, you'd see countless other pieces racing around you, colliding, breaking apart, reforming. It's a constantly changing system. And here's something even more fascinating. The rings are incredibly thin. Despite stretching hundreds of thousands of kilometers wide, they're often only about 10 meters thick. That's thinner than a two-story building, a structure so vast, yet so fragile, and possibly temporary. Over time, Saturn is slowly pulling the rings inward. They're disappearing. We just happen to exist at the exact moment in cosmic history when they're still visible. Saturn isn't alone. It's surrounded by a vast family of moons, over 140 of them, each one unique, each one a world of its own. Titan, the alien Earth. Titan is one of the most fascinating places in the solar system. It has clouds, rain, rivers, lakes, but they're made of methane. The landscape is eerily familiar, yet completely alien. If you stood on Titan, you'd see orange skies and distant lakes of liquid hydrocarbons, and beneath its surface, there may be water oceans. Titan shows us that Earth-like processes can happen in very different ways. Enceladus, the ocean world. Enceladus is small, but incredibly important. From cracks in its icy surface, it shoots massive plumes of water into space. These geysers contain organic molecules and possibly energy sources, everything needed for life. Beneath its frozen crust lies a global ocean, warm, dynamic, active. If life exists beyond Earth, Enceladus might be one of the places we find it. In 1997, NASA launched the Cassini-Huygens mission. It took 7 years to reach Saturn, and what it discovered changed everything. Cassini revealed the true complexity of the rings. It explored Titan, even landing a probe on its surface. It flew through the plumes of Enceladus. It showed us Saturn not as a distant object, but as a living system. In 2017, the mission ended. Cassini was deliberately sent into Saturn's atmosphere, burning up, becoming part of the planet it studied. A final act of exploration. If life exists beyond Earth, Enceladus might be one of the places we find it. Even after everything we've learned, Saturn remains full of mysteries. How did the rings really form? Why does the hexagon exist? Could life exist on its moons? What exactly lies at its core? Every answer leads to more questions. Saturn is more than a planet. It's a reminder that even in our own cosmic neighborhood, there are worlds we barely understand. Worlds that challenge our ideas of physics, of life, of reality itself. And maybe one day we'll return, not just with machines, but with humans. Until then, Saturn remains distant, silent, and endlessly mysterious.